Welcome to CPG Vibes. No script, just chat. We talk all things food and beverage and so much more. Feel our vibe and search for CPG Vibes on Apple Podcast or Spotify, and make sure to give us a 5-star review. If you'd like to sponsor our show with your product or service, or be a guest, email us at cpgvibes100@gmail.com. Now your hosts, me, Alex Baer with Genius Juice, and Wade Yenny. All right, welcome to episode 66 of CPG Vibes. I am one of your hosts. In order to have a co-host, right, there's got to be two people. So I'm one of them, Alex Baer, CEO and co-founder of Genius Juice. And over that way, like East Coast-ish, I'm West Coast-ish. We got Wade Yenny. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Good. How you doing?
Everything is good. It's been another long but fruitful week. I'm sure you can say the same.
Absolutely. I'm glad it's Friday. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. I was going to say yesterday, may the 4th be with you. I failed to wear a Star Wars t-shirt. And then today I'm definitely not failing, that's the wrong word. I am electing not to drink, which is, I think, a good election for me. And I am not going to have tequila. Which is hard because I have a bottle of Dos Hombres from Aaron Paul. I met Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, who is the co-founder of Dos Hombres Tequila, and he gave me a bottle and signed it. So it's hard to not drink that on Cinco de Mayo, isn't it?
It is, especially if it's sitting in your cupboard. I can tell you, the thought did cross my mind to pick up something, but I did not. So I'll be in the same boat as you.
Cool. I love it, man. It's as our guest says, health for the win, right? That's a little foreshadowing. So some laundry list items before we bring him on. We're at 83 now, 83 ratings on Apple Podcasts. So give us 5 stars. 5. You've got 5 on it. We'll get 5 on it. 17 away from 100. 17 away from not only 100, but being ranked as the top 2, or maybe even the top CPG type podcast in North America. And we're already number 1 on LinkedIn Live, but that wasn't hard to get, I'm just kidding. I'm giving my guest shit already. So, all right. What's the other thing we're going to talk about? Oh yeah. And also we got ranked top 100. I emailed you this. We got ranked top 50 in Canada for entrepreneur podcast. We got ranked in New Zealand in top 20. We just got ranked top 100 business entrepreneurship podcasts in Ireland this week.
I think what we're working towards is like this world tour, right? We're gonna visit eventually every continent, multiple countries in each continent. I can see this happening, but I can't explain it, but it is what it is.
Yep. Couple comments here, and then we're gonna go and roll right into our guest here, but. We have one of the comments from you, Adam Brown, fabulous. We have CA vest looking good, Wade. Is that Adam?
That's Keenan.
That's Keenan. Okay, cool. Because they are sponsoring our show, Evolve Chocolate. And we have Stored Press at Next Level Summits. Hello, gents. Happy Friday. All right, so let's get into our guest here. I'm going to put on some same music as last time, man. I'm just going to keep it consistent because we had him on in the 30s, I think, or the 40s, those episodes, is not only Mark Samuel, IWON Organics. How's it going, buddy?
How you doing?
Mark? What's up, Mark?
It's just got super awkward. I don't know if I landed on the wrong website. I don't know what just happened. But I did my phone just, sometimes, anyway, all is good. What's up, guys?
Not too much, man. We're just, I logged on to LinkedIn right before going live, and the first thing I see is the cold plunge, and I see you pouring ice cubes in it. Is that, I hear that you're going to be doing it right after the show?
I'll be out there.
Nice.
I'll be out there.
It's right there, right behind you.
I'm in this little, this is the playroom, and it leads into the yard. So I'll be out there shortly, but that was actually yesterday. The photo, my son came out there. I told him to grab one because I knew I've been doing that thing on Fridays. So that was yesterday. Most of the stuff is always new.
So Mark, it's not after a workout. It's just whenever you feel like jumping in.
So that's what I just wrote about too, which is what I kind of want to keep talking on it, just like my own experience. I've been doing it in the late afternoon now. So I'll get my kids from school, I'll come home, and I'll probably be in there around like 4, maybe 4:30. I used to do it post-workout in the morning. So I'd come home from the gym. I would have a post-workout shake of some sort and try to give myself about a 30-minute window so that then I would get in. But I didn't like the idea. First off, there's readings on both options, post-workout and then giving your body time to actually rehab on its own, which I'm actually a believer in. So I like the idea of especially in strength training, allowing your muscles to naturally process itself post-workouts instead of really what you're doing, which is you're pushing, in terms of inflammation when you're jumping into cold waters like that. So if you think about it, just rule of thumb, like just using common sense, why restrict your muscles from doing what they're trying to do, which is really post-strength training. They're broken down and they're trying to basically rehab themselves, right? But also increase in size. Just think about that, right? They're broken down, they're torn, and they're trying to organically rehab themselves through proper nutrition and rest and the like. But I believe that you need to space the timing as far as getting into something that's going to basically reduce inflammation, which is what cold plunging does.
Yeah, I've become a much bigger fan of it. I'm a skinny guy, and honestly, it's really hard for me to just dunk in cold water. And also, our HOA at this condo doesn't even allow me to do a cold plunge on our balcony. So that's also a difficulty. And I'm not about to do it in our parking lot. I think that wouldn't be a good thing. But when I did it, the first 30 seconds, so fucking brutal. Like just the shock to the system, getting in, your body wants to get out. It's a battle with the mind, right? Like your mind's like, this is terrible. I want to get out. You stick with it. And after like 30, 40 seconds, it's like it doesn't even feel cold anymore and your body adjusts. So it's like, so what are the main, if you had to put it like succinctly, the main health benefits? What does the average person get out of doing a cold plunge?
Well, one is what we talked about, which is it reduces inflammation in all ways. So I'm just even talking about rehabbing, in my opinion. If you have sore ankles, sore this, sore that, I'm a big believer that helps. But there's also just proven it's science. The endorphins, similar to working out, raising of endorphins, the mental, clarity, all comes from that. Stress is reduced. It helps with sleep, as sort of counterintuitive as it sounds. Like if you're shocking yourself, it helps with sleep. That's why I like to talk about my own experience rather than having some, sort of a figurehead talking about it now openly on a podcast, right? Maybe they have an incentive or whatever it is. I'm just literally saying, this is what I've been doing the last couple of years. And I just want to talk about it because I know that it helps me. But I also am forthright about, like, if I change up my routine, like I just did, for so long I was doing it post-workout, and I could tell, I just knew that because I know my body, as far as the development of muscle and the like, I just knew that it was restricting me a bit. And I could tell just over the last month of changing that up, there's a little bit of what I'd consider to be a more beneficial way of me going about using the cold plunge. So there's a laundry list. To go to your point though about like, it sucks for me. I say that also. I stand there at the door prior to going out there. I'm like being a little, like I'm the bitch, right?
Right.
But that's like life. I like talking about those things too, about layering in these things that you don't want to do. We don't want to. People think like I love going to the gym. Like I love getting up at 5:30 to go to the gym. Oh, Mark, that's because you love to work out.
Right.
Nobody loves to work out. It's not how that works. But it is my lifestyle. It's part of my routine in order for me to be the best self, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing that people need to recognize when they're layering in these health, sort of modes is that what it does and builds your character so that when you're doing these other things like building a CBG company, you're kind of like, this is, even though it sucks, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to, the war that I go through with these other things in my life. Anyway, I could go on for that for days.
So I was going to say, so it
looks like there's some feedback going on there.
It doesn't matter to me. I would think like if you do it today, it's a whole new ball game tomorrow, right? I mean, it doesn't. You can't. It's not like you adapt to that activity. It's a new ball game every single day. And I support and agree 100%. When I was doing distance training for running and things like that, did I want to go out and run 12, 20, 25 miles? Hell no. But it's just one of the. Did I love it? No. I you agonize about it. It's like, oh shit, tomorrow's a long day. And it's like, but that's what you do, right? I mean, it's part of the routine. It's part of, the speed works today, easy runs tomorrow, long runs 3 days from now. So, I mean, it's just part of the routine. But the cold thing, I don't know anyone that can say, oh yeah, I look forward to
I love
jumping
it.
in.
Yeah. And because I can't do this is just this is not a shameless plug. This is a plug from the heart that I'm going to be buying this cold plunge thing that Mark's coming out with because it can go on the balcony. It's small. It's great for condo living for people that don't have homes in the fucking Pacific Palisades or in Pacific Heights, right? Where you're at, Mark. And, but yeah, man. So I'm really excited about that. And I want to get into it. So let's reset the room here. I wanted to get through some comments and also reset that we have Mark Samuel here. He's the founder and CEO of IWON Organics. And the comments that we have here, let's go through a few of them. We have Dima Mararu with Guru Energy. Come on, Mark, do it on the show. All right. Well, that's an open kind of challenge right there. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that one, but we'll get back to that.
You don't want to see what I look like in there and what I may or may not be wearing. This whole show will get canceled, and not just in the new way of being canceled. That I probably already be canceled in that regard. So anyway, let's go back to the show here.
Exactly. There's lines we do not cross. Store Press, Swamp this. Okay, they're messaging each other, and then we have Eric Huberman says at least. So Eric, no, that's the guy that's like the biohacking guy.
Yeah.
So at least 30, 60 cold showers, 30 seconds to 60 seconds cold showers. I got to say, man, that cold showers are brutal. Okay. They are brutal because like with a cold plunge, what I love about what you're doing, you plunge in, you can fit one person in there. It's not big, boom. And then you're in, you're out. Cold showers, man, are brutal because it's like needles hitting your body. It's like, cause it's not your whole body. It's like slow torture. It's like, waterboarding or something. And so what I do is I start it hot, right? I go very hot and then I go, and then I transition to cold, but to go into a shower cold, unless came from a run or something, is brutal to me. I don't know. Do you ever do that, or is it only plunges?
That's how I started. This was even prior to a couple of years of doing the plunging and buying an oversized garbage can. But I'm with you. I think it's worse. It's literally just hitting you in different spots. Immersion, first off, is better for you. It's proven. It has more of an effect, of course. And just again, rule of thumb, just using common sense, of course it does. You're immersed, right? But I think showers are worse. And the last piece is, and this isn't a plug for why I'm putting this out was for the story that I had spoken about. I just want more people to try it. That's why this is such a low cost option. That was what I wanted to develop. I know what's going to end up happening. I'm so forthright about it. It will either be like the the treadmill in the garage that becomes the clothes hanger, or it won't, and you will be utilizing it, right? Which I hope it's the latter. But I'm just so aware of how we are as people, as humans. Like, I don't want somebody to go and buy. They hear about it on the podcast. They might, I heard Mark talking about cold plunging. They go and buy a $2,000 unit and they never use it. Like, that sucks. I do not like when people hawk stuff like that. It's horrible. So it's like, here, it's $100. Go throw it in the yard and do it 3 times and tell me about it, right? Anyway, so that was just a caveat to that.
Yeah. So the other thing I just wanted to mention before, because I want to go into your new product line as well, Mark, but we just got to shout out someone who's going to be on Shark Tank tonight, and that is Hank Watt. Losing my voice here because it's live and, no script, just chat. There it is. And I still got mine.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's he posted it. He leaked it to me at Expo, and he's like, "Do not tell anyone."
Okay.
We're going to be on Shark Tank, and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, threw away.
I thought the guy though with these condiments was on there too.
Which one?
That's a good one. So Noshi. Why do I want to say it's called Noshi? He does the condiments for kids that are in the. He's collabs with the. I'm surprised you don't know. I thought I saw him on there today. We got to look it up and find out. He's from New York. He makes the condiments like ketchup, and he puts them in and he's collabs with some of these kid-based businesses. I'm surprised we don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem with Fridays is that you probably noticed from prior episodes, and Wade, you're with me on this one, that our brains just get fried and we forget. I know. Forget everything. So, I was actually trying to remember your name when I brought you on. Like, it's like, no, but I got to get more lines, man.
Noshi, I was right. So we'll look it up later. Noshi for kids, right? His name is Tomo. My guy Tomo.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope I'm right and I'm not making this up. That he's on tonight too.
There he is. I'm looking at it right now. So we got a couple, I think, and probably Daniel Lubutsky is probably going to be the shark, since it's CPG related, I bet. So we have Nature's Wildberry with Hank Watt. We have Tomo with Noshi. I'm looking him up right now on LinkedIn. And so it's going to be a good show, and check it out. Cool. And then, so pivoting to your product line, these crisps, right? I heard about it for the first time yesterday. So was that your kid going?
I said, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the product line. Like, why did you come up with this? Tell us more.
I'll just give a small glimpse, and then let's get into all the other people stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We just launched. When we started, I consider us a legume-based company. Our puffs and our sticks. It's one of these things. As if I get this next little at bat that I really want to punch home. We make our products with green peas and brown rice. And a lot of people kind of know, but on the back of the bag, it's like right there. We say it. There's a picture and all that. But we never, and I'm saying this transparently, we never screamed it. And I always talk about it, but we don't scream it. We don't say we're a pea-based snack company, right? And then on the back of it, we launched this popcorn most recently. So it kind of got away from it, even though we add a pea protein to it. Mm-hmm. But that's the ethos of the brand, was a legume-based snack platform when we launched it. And there's only a few out there that I would consider are pea-based snack companies, like a Harvest Snaps, right? But Harvest Snaps is whatever, they're whatever. I just think that there's other people that can play there. And I'll go a step further, and we'll land back here on the crisps. I want to go play in that set. So we're in salty snacks. I still have a long way to go if we make it, right? And I want to go play in the pea snack category. I've heard it here first, folks. I want to go sit next to Harvest Snaps. More love to them and all that. And I believe we can. I believe we have a different offering. I believe we have a different story. I believe we have a different brand. And I'll go a step further. I'll try to remove myself an arm's length here. I think we have better products. Now I'll go 5 steps further. These crisps are friggin' ridiculous. They're friggin' ridiculous. And I will say that as being just totally objective. No, Mark, you're an owner. You can't do that. Objective comment here, folks. They're ridiculous. And I will go in there and I'm going to attack that category. So we're going into pouch, stand up. I'm screaming it on the top label, right? Green peas is our first ingredient. And I want one shot here for your first industry. If you're buyers and this, that, and the other, give me one shot to go into that space, which some people may or may not know this is oftentimes in the produce set. I've been around, can I get one shot, please? There you go. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll go one step further. On our offerings now, even like our sticks bag, it should also have the green, right at the top of the bag, it should say green peas is the first ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't. So I might be doing that anyway. So there you go. That's what we're going to do.
I was going to say, so you just opened a whole can of worms for me as far as diving into this. And I've got to shout out Hank because hey, I tagged him. Hank, we were talking about you, so go back. You'll have to watch it after your big show tonight. But anyways, so just a zillion questions about what you just talked about. Number one, I know someone that would probably like to try that product, number one. But beyond that, I didn't know if you would get into it, and you did talk about the produce space because that's exactly where I was headed was, as far as typically that item that you're talking about is merchandise there. And it's interesting because, I'm going to peel back the onion here or the curtain with regards to retail space. It's all relationships, right? We all know this. And so more often than not, that product is distributed. The competitor you talked about is distributed from one of the produce warehouses and blah, 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 blah. So my question to you, my first question to you is how are you going to build those relationships or even get in a door with those buyers? Because it's not the people that you've already built the relationships, right? You've proven yourself with your sticks and puffs. You've proven yourself and you've got relationships built. So what is your strategy to get into that other side of the fence?
I'll tell you, it's such a great question. And I really wish people watch this who are like in our space. Like, again, Alex, like you'll understand this sentiment when I say it. For our next move as a business, we have to make a move here. And I may be able to talk openly about what I'm working on, hopefully in the next 30, 45 days. But like, we have to align ourselves with something bigger. And it's not a money thing. Like if somebody gave me money right now, and we're live, let's go, right? If somebody gave us money, which I try to do, the capital markets are horrible. I'm not even bullish like on a standalone brand today. I think I've talked offline with Alex, and so you don't mind. I mean, let's just keep it on the hundreds right here. I'm not really bullish on standalone brands today that are undercapitalized and under-resourced. I don't think that they make it. I'm just keeping it. There you go. Because I'll just frame it. It sounds great, even what we've been able to do, which is we've cut G&A and we've established margin. Like I believe I'm one of the better ones to be able to do all that. I'm just an active executioner. So like when I say I'm going to go get 55 points, I'm going to get 55 points. When I say I have to cut the G&A and figure out what that looks like. And so, but it's not a plan. It's a plan to maintain the business that you have and allow it to maybe stay around for another 6 to 12 months. But that plan sucks shit. It's a slow death. And I'm just, again, saying because that's what it is. It's a slow death. You sort of flatline. You can't really get any movement because the reality is in this business, it is extremely expensive, which I've talked about for many years. It's extremely capital intensive, which I've talked about for many years. And the reason why it's capital intensive is you need to support your sales and your sales channels. So it's not just the trade spend and the like, but you got to get some feet on the ground. You can't just play out, the man or woman hanging out at the office hoping that everything goes right. It doesn't work like that. So to come back to where you started, I'm looking to partner with something bigger and better and allow me to go pull levers, because I know we have something, but I need levers to pull. And when I get to pull those levers, I'm fucking coming out hard. I'm fucking mean. I just want the levers. So that's been my, if I can get my hands on them, then what's going to happen is on those opportunities where how do you do it? There's going to be levers that I can finally pull that will have those established relationships that I don't need to do it at day one, right? Because you're right, Wade. It's different buyers. The produce buyers don't even want to talk. Wait, what? You can't take my product, right? I'm over here. Okay, anyway.
Well. So what I would say about that is when I saw the post, and first, obviously, congratulations. I'm excited. Can't wait to try it. I thought initially it was a combination in my mind, and shoot me down or call me an idiot, but I saw pop chips meets Harvest Snacks, right? Is kind of what I saw. And so I'm not going to discourage you from trying to get into that space. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, that's what I see when I look at the product. It's like a healthier pop chips or a more functional, beneficial pop chips, right? I mean, so it's interesting that you reference that brand because, that it's obviously going to be a different flavor because your flavors are off the hook, right? And that's one of the knocks I would give on that brand is like, right? I mean, let's be honest, it's just blah. So to me, from my seat, I'm like, okay, so how does one meet the other in that space? I'm so used to that taste. This is what I'm buying. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's the unknown. This is just a foray into the format too, right? It's stand-up pouch. It's now resembles. Oh, I've seen that there. Oh, they case stack those. I like that, right? I'm there. The innovation part behind that, like I could flip out products all day long, Wade. I know extruders up the friggin' yin yang, dude. I just because I sat in there, and so I could make our sticks is a pea snap. It is the only difference. It's green peas, it's navy beans, right? It's bean and brown rice. It's just a better one, and it tastes better and the like. If I had reformatted that originally, we would already be talking about it, right? We'd be like, oh, they're already in there. But no, I was learning the business. Oh, we want to be in salty snacks. I want to go play in that category. Oh my God, dude. You don't want to be like you need money to play. You need more money to play in there. Like we don't, admittingly, I hope people like this comment too. We don't work in some places. We just don't. We also, we had some out of stocks because we were on the brinks here. Like I was hanging on. I was like Tarzan, dude. I had one tooth connected to the rope for like 3 months, and then
Yeah. I want to jump in, Mark. Yeah. Also, is that I think what you're really aligning to is like the hero ingredient, right? The hero ingredient, being the legume, and then also on top of that, legumes, which is for me a big hero ingredient because I'm a vegetarian, right? It's like it's really hard to get protein. I have eggs and stuff, but like legumes is a really good way. So I think it does tie into your brand identity really well because you're all about protein. You have it on the package, it's big, and your redesign, you made it even more, really pop out. So, but I also want to touch on not only the hero ingredient, but where you're going for your distribution strategy. And what I really like, and we've touted this on the show, is going into locations where you don't really need to do a lot of marketing to move the product because it's a great product market fit for that store. So like to me, I don't know how the velocity is, but like 24-hour fitness, right? I mean, to me, again, I don't know what the numbers are, but those are people that are like walking in just like protein. Oh my God, that's a chip. It's healthier, has lower carbs, it has, no, not too salty, not too sweet, and it has the protein in it. So I think like that's what we've discovered at Genius Juice and the talks we've had, right? The voice text, the talks, all these things we over the last year of going through this fucking storm, right? Which is get to the right locations where this product sells. So that leads me to my next question with the crisp, right? And I love this whole thing where you're aligning an ingredient, right, with your brand identity. Where do you want to take this? Do you want to take this to the natural stores? Do you want to go the traditional route? Do you want to go specialty? Where are you going with it?
It's another good question. It's definitely a natural play first, right?
Right.
Like I don't, as much as it would be cool, I don't think it does well at Kroger. Shout out Kroger, I love you. Like I'm just saying that. Like I don't think we do well at Kroger, just generally. Like we are higher priced and and they admittingly, I like the team over there. They're very, very communicative, and they originally had plans. I hope I'm okay with that or whatever. They originally had plans to like really dive deeper into organic. Like they have metrics over there about organic. I don't know if you know this. Like they're the #1 seller of like organic foods across blah, blah, blah. I have a feeling it's of course door count and the like, but let's give them some credit. Fine. And there 2 years ago, they really wanted to make a play for plant-based and the like. It was part of our ethos, like discussions we had. It's not like that anymore. The times of Timmy and Doritos and Frito, like we're good with that. I'm like, I'm good with that too. Just let me know. Let me know when and if we're not working, right? It's just it's about buyers. What customer is coming into the store? What are they looking for? What do they give a shit about? They don't care about legumes. You talk about, I don't care about legumes. It's $5. I'm not paying $5. I got to pay $3 over here. So I think it's a natural play for sure. I think it's a convenience play over time and things like that. I think it's a travel play. It's all of these things. But I'm good to just start slowly. We have a great relationship with the Vitamin Shop. You're talking about a customer that walks into a store and understands the product. That's beautiful. There's no education. When you walk into Vitamin Shop, you're not asking like, what does this protein do? What is that? No. Like I know what creatine's doing over here. I know what my ZMA is doing over here. Fish oil's over here. And oh yeah, those puffs are tremendous. They're amazing. They taste great. And I really enjoy them. And oh yeah, it just so happens because they do have this demo there. My kids, I got young kids, and I put them in my lunch. Great. So I think first out the gate would be to find a really great partner, natural, and then it just sort of drifts down.
Yeah, we got a question here because we like to shout out people. And again, resetting the room, we got Mark Samuel here. IWON Organics. Just come out with a new product. Got the cold plunge. Ask questions. It's puffs and cold plunges here. Okay. So, and maybe you can have the puffs while you're in the cold plunge. I dare to go that far. It's okay to eat while you're in there, right?
It's gotten more weird than that in there, dude. It's gotten more weird than that. Okay. So that's for a different episode.
That's going to be the nighttime episode.
That's the
after
only
10
fans.
Weird.
That's the only fans episode.
VIP.
Yeah. Weird.
So Evan Weiss, I'm hoping I'm pretty good at pronouncing last names for people that I'm pronouncing for the first time. How is the velocity for snacks at Vitamin Shop?
It's a good question. It's a good question. We've been in there for 4 years. And it's an account I can go in there. I can email them the crisp before anybody else and say, hey, you want to move on this? And I get responses within the day. Shout out to them just generically they've always been great communicators. What are you going to do with that? Okay. Great communicators and supportive and the like. We do well enough to continue to be in there, continue to have a good account with them. We don't do as well as Quest still, even to this day, right? But on the back of that, another one that people often don't know, Quest has such an unbelievable business. They are just fantastic at what they do. shout out Quest. I don't eat it. I couldn't because like I can't eat that type of food. But it's not, you know, it's just they've done an amazing job, and they've done an amazing job of continuing to not just maintain their community but cultivate it over a lot of time. If you think about it, I don't know why I'm going on this quest. I think this might just be education for people about brand. They could have been wiped out a long time ago because remember, and I mean wiped out meaning competitors come in, they take some of their pie. No, they've done fantastic since all of the founders leaving, new money came in, big acquisition, underneath new leadership. They've just continued to do their thing. I was in Target the other day. What the these guys had their own. Anyway,
whole end cap.
Shout out Quest.
Yeah.
And to go back to it, we do well enough that we've been in there a very long time. They're a good partner of ours, but Quest still kicks our ass.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting, man, because I'm going through the same thing that, you know, well, different things, but same thing in different ways, whatever that means. That coming out with new product lines and seeing what's really going to take the brand to the next level. And, you know, when I see products on the shelf that have done really well, you look at their history where they have reiterated over and over and over again. Like, I mean, look at Olipop, right? You know, they came out with a probiotic soda before. It was called Obi, and it was at, you know, Albertsons, like nationwide. I mean, they got into all the distribution. It was in a glass bottle. I remember seeing it. It was a root beer. Didn't taste as good as the Olipop root beer, but like Ben Goodwin, you know, like they did this before and it didn't fucking work. And they repackaged it, made some improvements, re-released it in the can with better packaging and I think a better name.
I've got a better one for you. A better example. One Bar. People don't know that. That's a 20-year-old business.
Crazy.
20-year-old business. And I remember them way back in the day at like the Olympia. They had this, it was, oh yeah, they had this fantastic shake actually, by the way. And these bars, there's these nasty, these bars that have a bunch of stuff in them. You can't even read it. You don't know what it is, but it says 20 grams of protein. You're like, oh, I'll eat that. It was the One Bar. The One Bar is what it was the product, and it was, you talk about timing and market fit and the like. It was right when sort of low carb keto was right at the beginning. And think about it, the timing and everything, it got into distribution, all pure nutrition supplement, and it exploded. Like they couldn't keep up with it. And that's what then they hockey sticked and sold, right? That's another good one. I think they continue to have amazing leadership. So anyway, it's a 20-year business before they caught fire 4 years ago with the product. And anyway.
Yeah, so, it really goes to show you that timing is an enormous element in this entire thing where, like, you know, I mean, there's like an old Buddhist kind of philosophy, which is in order for a plant to grow, it's got to be the right soil. It's got to be the right seeds. You got to have the water, and you also have to have the sun. There's got to be like 4 different things happening at once for something to grow.
It could also just be one product. Like it could, like this for us. It could, wow, the crisp. Oh my God! It just took. I forget her. She's such a nice woman from Quinn. Anyway, it slips in my name. I'm sorry I did that. She, you know, I don't know if you know, that's the pretzel thing that she has with like the peanut butter inside.
Yeah. Yep.
That is their hero, but that is new. It's like a few years old. You get what I mean? I mean, like, anyway, yeah, people can start feeling that one out. Now, you don't normally get the chance, though. That's the problem with this industry. You don't get the chance to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years to then find your hero. Wild chips. I don't eat them, but Wild chips wasn't chips. It was like a chicken bar or something, like a. Don't quote me on this, anybody. When I say things, you don't come and after me out when I'm going to say something, okay? I think they lost like a few $1,000,000. Like,
At
and
least,
then,
at least.
they flipped the script, however, 4 or 5 years ago and said, we're going to do chips. Most people can't do that.
Yeah.
If I misquoted something, folks, this is a disclaimer here, but I think that's the story anyway.
So that's a good segue to me for my next question. One of the things I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is if I look at the last, let's call it 3 years for IWON, right? So obviously you had your core business with snacks and puffs, sticks of puffs, right? And then you went into kind of the aisle with cereal and granola. And now you're coming out with this next. So talk a little bit about that evolution from core business to where you're at today. And I know you had to make some hard decisions. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I feel like anyone that's listening currently or in the future, there's some lessons there, right? I mean, you at some point had to make some decisions, right? And they were difficult decisions. And now when I look at this newest product line, it's like you're going back to your core, right? And so talk a little bit about that.
Great question. So the main piece to take from this is never, ever, ever, ever start a CPG company. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. I'll get to the question here and I'll try to answer it. The second idea is the granola passion play, Mark's passion play. Don't do that. Don't start, I got to do it. I'm itching to do it. I want it so bad. And the granola's out there, the Purely Elizabeths. I know there's a way to get, a little more function in it. Shout out, by the way, love her. I just want to sit next to her on the shelf and offer function. It relates to us. I think we can get some legumes in there. We are doing pea crisps, right? Well, out the gate, could not get the consistency right. My margin was squeezed. I knew I could push it a little bit, but it was squeezed. It was not where I like to talk on it. And 3, early in the distribution, I felt it. I knew that because of the inconsistency with the product, that it wasn't going to be something that I could put the stamp on. Now, I'm good at quick decisions, though. So we pulled that like fast. I might have done a second production run. Post that, I pulled it. We didn't lose much money, luckily, because I didn't have much invested in it. I turned the inventory, and now I called it a day. Cereal, that one was, I guess, a little more of a passion play, but more related to the fact that because it was an extruded product, my current co-man had the ability to do it. And so you start selling yourself on, can I do some added lines, right? What else can I be doing? The 3 Wishes and the like Forager had the cereal. I knew ours tasted better. And I said, I got to do it. But our price point was a little too high. The category is, I don't like saying this because I think everybody likes to say it. It's really heavy in that that category is tough. They all are, everybody, they're all tough. They all of them. But the reason why we actually had customers for that one, like I even have people today who email me, why did you guys disco the cereal? My kids eat that. And that's a tough one to swallow. That one is because we moved co-mans. And I couldn't get it up and running fast enough. A lot. And also I was still thinner on margin, and I made the commitment to myself. I wasn't going to do it unless it had check mark, check mark, check mark, margin being one of them. And so I just killed it.
Yeah. It's like you said, I'm going to echo and say just kidding at the same time. Do not start a CPG business. It's fucking hard. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great community. You're bringing products that really change people's lives. They feel better when they have it. You are hopefully dethroning someone else, or at least trying to. That's not as healthy as you. But yeah, it's a hard business, man. But looking kind of zooming out, you are iterating and iterating until you really find something that not only takes you to where, like a couple million more, but getting you to that hero product. And you see it so many times where it does happen. But what I love about you, you never give up. You're passionate. You help the CPG community. You have so many great qualities. And like we guys like us, right? And then Wade, like, you know, like we talk amongst ourselves, like as brand founders, like we deserve to fucking win. And we know that we're going to continue winning and win even more by never giving up and being very strategic, but also very patient at the same time. So I really believe that, where if you continue to innovate and you watch the market and you come out with the right product at the right time, packaging, everything aligns, and all you need is one. That's like all you need is one, you know, like it doesn't even have to be 5 SKUs. You could have one SKU that does incredibly well across many different retailers. I mean, in our case, right, it's, you know, and I mentioned competitors, just like you're mentioning, you know, you mentioned Quest and these other guys, Harmless Harvest. I mean, they built their entire business from one SKU, from their coconut water, from a 16 ounce. And actually Harmless came out with it with the 8 ounce first, because they were, I don't know if you know this, but they were scared that the price was too high because it was such premium coconut water. So the only way they can get the price to be competitive with Zico and Vita Coco was to come out with a smaller bottle at $2.99, and then it did so well. Their second SKU was a 16 ounce, and then they flourished from there. So yeah, man, I love what you're doing, man, and you're not giving up, and you're seeing success, and you're in it for the long haul.
It makes it easier for us because we went back to the original ethos of the brand, which is we're going to be a snacking platform. So now I've shut off all other ideas. I have ideas within snacking. I also have a lot more ideas in this legume push and in different parts of the store and different distribution points and who truly our competitive landscape is. And I think that there's a real play there, especially now us being in market for so long. A lot of people forget that. It's like, I've been doing this for 7 years. All of a sudden you do get a little bit of brand equity for that. It's like, I've seen them before, you know, or I know that guy or whatever that is. And that you put that into the play. And then when you do get 1 or 2 hero products, even if it's in year 8, it sort of has the ability to hockey stick a bit easier. Again, if it finds its way, so we'll see. That one, going back to those that have the one product, and I bring them up a lot. Like it's like a perfect bar, right? I'm such a fan. Like I still will pick one up, you know, at the store. The story, the this and the other. But again, people don't realize how long that company has been around. Like how long the Keys have been around, right? Before they sort of hit this thing. And even though they've launched a couple other products, they have the cups and all that, I still think of them as just the bars, right? And they have now they have multiple flavors. Now they get fun within, they have multiple other ones. But like if they had 4 flavors, I still think they'd still pump out $100 million, right?
Yep.
I'm just a fan of stuff like that. And I think there are going to be others that can do that. It's different today versus when they started and where they're at now. It's extremely expensive to do that.
Exactly. We lost you for a split second. Yeah, it's all about the almond butter perfect bar, man. That one is, I mean, Wade, you've had it too.
Yep.
So freaking addictive, man. And I gotta just, you know, to my horn or whatever, that a Genius Juice original with a perfect bar almond butter is like, it's like a meal.
It's a chef's kiss.
It's a chef's kiss.
So
go. What's also like, before we get into our next segment, like there's big brands that try to do shit that doesn't work, you know, as well. Like they have all the money in the world, right? And you see it sometimes hit your store shelves, Wade, back in, you know, the Jimbo's days. Like you see these brands that come in real hot. They have all the money in the world. They do all this promotion. They get the end caps. They have the Instagram, all the followers, and then it flops. And I've seen that with our competitors, and it's even happened. I mean, we're much smaller, but we've launched products right next to the original that just haven't done as well. Like our protein line, we tried to do a protein smoothie, and we could not stand up to Koya or Remedy or the other guys that were known as a protein drink brand. So it goes to show you that it's not about really the money. Money's part of it. Okay, money's part of it. But the creativity and the product market fit is super important, man. So, I mean, it's funny. Someone just commented, do you remember this, Mark? It was a raw tea from Harmless Harvest. It came out like in 2000.
Yeah.
It was like called Namacha tea. Do you remember this, Wade? It was 2013. And the reason it didn't succeed, it's a great case study because it's not.
Let me grab a plug. You guys keep going.
You got it. It's not coconut water. It's just not coconut water. It's not what they're really well known for. So it goes back to it that with your product or brand, make sure to stay in your lane on what you're really good at. I really like, there's all these case studies, but like, Barnana was always about the banana with their bar, with their little bites. And now they got into the plantain chips and they hit their stride. So, can you think, Wade, before we go on, can you think of like a platform brand that you just loved for 20 years, like a legacy brand that you just keep buying many years later?
Oh, for 20 years, my goodness.
I know I'm not dating you at all because you started buying it at 5 years old, 20 years ago.
Right. So. Yeah. No, I'm not dodging the question. I'm just, nothing's coming to mind off the top of my head. What I was going to say
Frosted Flakes.
Well, my goodness. I love Frosted Flakes. But what I was going to say is when you think about it, and I know this, you mentioned my time at Jimbo's and the shelf there, but I was going to go back in time a little bit further to the conventional side. You saw things come out from the, I'm going to probably date myself saying Keebler instead of Kellogg's, but Keebler, Kellogg's Snacks, Frito-Lay, Nabisco, Mondelez, however you want to look at them, they roll out hundreds of new items every year. And of those hundreds, so many don't make it to the following year, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like throwing shit against a wall and seeing what sticks. And if it sticks, great, we'll keep going. But if not, we're cutting our losses, we're moving on. We've got the shelf space, we're spending the money, we're going to play with it, whatever. So I think the difference being obviously is there's millions upon millions and billions of dollars at play there. They can afford to take a few more risks than an Alex Bear or Mark Samuel can. But at the end of the day, their core business is what it is. And to your point, though, when you look at it and say, Jesus, they hit that one Barnana example you gave. You get that one. Okay, we're going to keep it around. We're in another category. We've got something else. But otherwise, we're going to go back and make our Doritos and Chips Ahoy and Townhouse Coach. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's fascinating when you think about it. And I think the human mind obviously wants to grow and wants to do more things. But I use this phrase all the time about thinking with your head instead of your heart, right? We've all made decisions where we thought with this instead of this, and more often than not, those decisions here don't end up very well as opposed to here, right? So yeah,
it's interesting with exactly right with Suja, which we all know. They have on their website, I don't know if it's still there, but they have a section called the Graveyard on their website. It was on there maybe a couple of years ago of all the stuff that they tried over many, many years that didn't work. I mean, they went into kombucha, they went into nut milk, they went into apple cider vinegar drinks. You remember all these, right? Because you guys go to Whole Foods and see all these. And they used Whole Foods as their testing ground because of that partnership is so strong. They would just tell Whole Foods, hey, we're selling 50 million a year in your stores. Will you let us do this new line, but only in Whole Foods, only in 3 regions, and see how it does. And I feel it's cool because you have that with Vitamin Shop, right, Mark? You can put it there, see how it does, and you have a lot of shops to get data. So that's a good advantage that you have.
I think I think like Lesser Evil has that with Whole Foods.
Right.
Just and rightfully so. They're just first off, they're vertically integrated, so meaning they can pop out stuff, and all you need, you had an extruder and a popcorn. Okay, you just can pump out different products, and they've got an amazing marketing team because that's what you just product and then paint a picture on the thing. You've seen some of the stuff that they do, and it's exactly right. It's a great way to test products. It keeps things fresh in the store and in the partnership. I think that's everybody wins there. And they're probably very eager and okay to rid low hanging fruit in that, sort of mix out, right? So it's like, hey, those balls aren't working too well. Let's kick those. I got this other thing coming right now, right? I'm a fan. Like I wish, hope one day something like that, is on our side. But
Yeah,
I think they're a good example.
Yeah, one thing I'll say, and bad feedback is like, I love Whole Foods. We build our business on Whole Foods. I think they take the exclusive thing a little too far, in my opinion.
Hey, somebody have the thing on?
It's live, folks. So the reason I say that is like, and they've gotten better at it, but like maybe 5 years ago, 6, I think since Amazon, they've integrated everything better and they're more centralized now. But like 4 or 5 years ago, I remember every single reset, because we're in the set with Rebel, Remedy, Koya, Harmless Harvest. Every reset, man, I would go in and see like 3 or 4 new SKUs from a Koya or Rebel that would take really valuable space, like really valuable, like this is primo space, like refrigerated, grab and go. You walk in, it's near the registers, like that the high velocity area. And then like 6 months later, be gone, right? And maybe like of the 4 they launched, one of them survives and the other 3 do not. So I thought Whole Foods is going a little bit heavy on it back in the day. And they've gotten a lot more disciplined and better at it, because not only like when you launch too many exclusives, you're also shutting the door from new brands coming in, new brands that could offer new innovation, and also giving a local new brand a chance, So if a new SKU goes global, right, and they take that space, it's shutting the door on a local brand that just wants to get into one region. So again, I like to share the good and the bad. I felt that Whole Foods has gotten tremendously better at picking exclusives and not going overboard on it. But it is a challenge when you're not in the back door, right?
I think I missed the first part when I was yelling. My kids, I can hear what they're doing out there. My neighbors, and it doesn't even matter. I missed the first, and I thought I hit mute. I was probably yelling on this thing.
Yeah.
You had said in the beginning, there was you said Whole Foods with who?
Yeah, so just like Whole Foods with products in our set, like Koya,
in the beverage set, yeah. I always am surprised when I walk into those stores too. Oh my gosh, look at all these! Like, wow, this is amazing. Like sometimes, again, it could be any grocery store. It could be there's these huge sets now, and they're just amazing of all these offerings. But again, when you get to these, it's understandable. And that's why I think it's totally fair. When you get to a certain level and you've got enough, business going into the door and out of the door, that's most important, in and out of their door, you get those things. So if you're Koya, and, I know Chris and those guys, they're great. Like the product, I guess I've had the product. I don't know why it does something to my stomach for some reason. I don't know. That's just me though. But it's great. It's a great product.
It's me too, by the way.
But I've had it, and it's a great product. I get it, right? And when you fuel it the way that they've got capital and they really get behind it. I get it. I think it's fair. Like it's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, you just got it. Building relationships, getting new flavors in, testing things out.
Sure.
And that's how you build your business. Let's get to our next segment here. This is the stuff we love. I know we're running a little overtime here. We also just want to mention for you guys to stay on here, because the prizes are they're a little nutty today. They're nutty in a good way, where they have nuts in it. But we have Evolved Chocolate, where they use almond butter, cashew butter, all vegan, low sugar, delicious snacks. Like, I'm begging Keenan, the VP of sales there, to send me more of Evolve, because I love it. So they're our sponsor, and also IWON is sponsoring us as well with a little pack for someone to win. Trivia questions, just like before. So make sure to stay tuned until the end when you can win these great prizes. So thank you, IWON, and thank you, Evolved. So stuff we love. Turn the volume up a little bit. I thought you were going to go to the cold plunge and come back, Mark.
I'm out there. I'm running out. My son is making eggs right now. I can hear the flickering of of the stove. And he's making eggs. At least he's making eggs. What do he's making, when he's got 20 grams of protein. He's going to, anyway.
You taught him well. You taught him well. It's all about protein. All right. So this is the first one here. I got these in. Wait, these are the Toto cookies.
Nice.
I just tried one of those recently, actually.
They're really good. A little bit, on the sugar side, it's 25 grams of sugar on one of these. Sugar's a little high. That's my honest feedback. But the product itself, very, very good. It's all plant-based. They put in adaptogens. So this one has turkey tail in it, and organic. A lot of organic ingredients, almond butter, super clean ingredients. I had one of these yesterday, and also Laura Orley sent me these. Wade, did you get these?
I've not. I might have had those before.
Yeah, this is a new flavor. Cacao.
I haven't had that flavor. She sent me some a long time ago. Sent me some stuff. It's good.
Yeah, really good stuff. I like how it's sprouted. It has a nice crunch. So, for those that notice, I kind of have the purple theme going on with these two. So, all right. So that's my stuff we love. Wade, I'll turn it to you and then save the best for last.
All right, I'll make it quick, just because we talked a little bit about this before we went on the air, but I don't know if he's here today, but my buddy Gavin sent me these things.
I don't think you got enough, Wade.
I was going to say, yeah, Gavin, I'm almost out, Gavin. No, just kidding. No, no, I appreciate it, buddy. This has been my drink of choice in the morning. So, True Energy. I'm looking to see if I see the website. I don't see it. I think it's drinktrue.com, but I'll find it.
I tried one of those at the show too. That was good.
You did. You did. I was with you when you tried it.
I was right when I saw you. Good timing.
There it is. That's me.
All right, and I'll post my link as well. Mark, you're up.
Oh, am I supposed to show what I like?
If you have it.
If you have
that's so funny. No, what I'll do is I'll get what up? You good? No, I'm good. Is it good? You did a good job. This is Waterloo, so I had it here, right? But I'll tell you what's in my fridge though. I have Spindrift, which I've given a shout out, which is it's at the top. I think the way top of my list of beverages that I actually repurchase, because I drink water. I drink a ton of water. That's it. But I like those. And then how about one more though? And it's gonna slip my mind that I just had the other day, and I just shouted it out. It'll come to me.
Cool. All right. So that is stuff we love. And now we're going to get into our next segment, which is Friday Freebies.
Friday Freebies.
Really changed that voice. That was our producer's voice going, Friday Freebies. I'm like, that sounds like a... Anyway, I'll improve that one, that voiceover. All right. So our sponsors today, as mentioned, are, I'm using the word are, not is, because it's plural. That's what I learned in school. Evolved Chocolate with Keenan Smith. Keenan Smith is the VP of sales, and he created a kefir before that, before joining
Water Kefir. He was with Good Wolf. And now he's with Evolved Chocolate, which is, I think, one of the best chocolate companies on the market today. It's so freaking premium. It looks premium, even when you look at it on the shelf. And it's great. So I blew through the first package. He's sending me a second. So that's Evolved Chocolate. And then we also have IWON Organics as well. And then Wade, we have also our long-term sponsor, which I'm gonna mirror you. You do that one. I got Evolved queued up. Yep.
Perfect. So V Driven, they are amazing. We're not only really good friends with them, and they're very good, nice people, but they get shit done. They execute really, really well. And they do the soup to nuts. They don't do every single thing at the ends of the earth, but they do a lot of great things for CPG brands. They help with sales. They're connected with different buyers. They do trade spend deduction fighting, which, Mark, we all love that, especially when there's a debit balance. That's the fun one, right? To fight that one. So many brands have been there, unfortunately. And they do brand management. They do operations as well, helping you get the product from A to B and also get the product made. So they're really a one-stop shop for many different items. And you can reach out to Luke Abbott at VDriven. That's luke.abbott@vdriven.com. And there it is. Thank you, Wade. And it's VDriven.com. Yeah, again, vdriven.com. V as in velocity.
Great. So I've got Evolved and Keenan. You've been touting them, but they've been around actually since 2012, and their focus has been developing delicious chocolate with zero compromises, no shortcuts, clean organic ingredients that are ethically sourced, precise formulations that combine function and flavor with continued support from people like you, like us. They continue to push themselves to rethink, reformulate, and reinvent what chocolate should be. After all, it's food, not candy. Be gluten-free, USDA organic, Rainforest Alliance. Their certification list is pretty significant, but peanut-free, dairy-free, soy-free, refined sugar-free, you name it. Evolved has checks those boxes, and as you've heard, Alex, he's a huge fan. So they're giving away a box each of their dark chocolate, hazelnut chocolate, and protein bites, along with their white chocolate macadamia protein bites, which have 10 grams of grass-fed collagen protein in each bite. Their brownie batter chocolate, that's like a tongue twister, cups. I think that's Alex's favorite. I'm not sure. Keto, plant-based, paleo, and also one each of their signature dark chocolate bars and their hazelnut butter-filled chocolate bars. So roughly $40 value, courtesy of Evolved Chocolate and Keenan.
And then Mark, what would you like to be giving away for the second prize?
I think I did a case of the sticks, a case of the puffs, and a case of the popcorn.
That's amazing. I want to be in the running for that one, man.
I'll send you some anyway, and Wade. And then I have the last piece of these samples for the crisps.
There you go.
Oh man, we're gonna get some crisps. We're getting crisps.
I got you. I know a guy, dude. I know a guy.
Yeah, that knows a guy.
I knows a guy. Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so two different questions. Usually we have our guests come up with the first question. I think it'd be better if you came up with the question for your own product. So why don't me and Wade come up with the question for the Evolved? Wade, do you have one?
I don't. I'm terrible.
I have one. I have one and only one. And this is a standard protocol on the show where I do the question. So because I got this fancy notepad, which is from Specialty Food Sales and Marketing. Okay, that's where I take all my notes. Michael Bonicato, shout out. So the question is, okay, Mark, do you have the pricing at all? Don't tell us what it is, but is the pricing on your website at all for this cold plunge?
It's going to be.
No, don't tell us what it is.
Oh,
but it's not on there. Okay, what is the price? You mentioned it very, very quickly, which is what I love because it'll be really hard to answer. What is the price of the cold plunge?
You want me to tell you right now?
We're gonna have someone guess to win it.
Am I going to tell you right now?
No, you're going to wait till someone answers and see if they have the right answer.
Fine, go.
Yeah, so it's trivia. If they answer correctly, they will win the Evolved Chocolate.
I love it.
Package. Then you can tell us if it's right. But I have it written down here. I don't know if you're just throwing that number out for.
Oh, there's the first answer.
When did I say it though? Outside of maybe I sent it. I know I've said it somewhere. Is that what you're saying? I don't think I said it on here.
You did. And then Jeannie Gregory got it. So you said, at least in the episode, again, maybe you were just a stream of consciousness, but you said, instead of buying,
it's going to be about $100. Okay, that's fair. I'll go with that. I think it's going to be $129, but go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Well, $100 on sale, right?
Bill all with $290. Bill all, you get the homie discount anyway, dude. After last night's win, you might even get one shown up free at the door, dude.
Someone else said $299 as well. Where did they get $299?
I wish. That's a good number though.
Yeah, it's catchy. So question is, Jason Raymond Werner said sub 100. Jeannie said 100. What is the right, which one do we give it to? I say it's probably Jeannie because is it Jeannie? It's probably Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Cool.
It's going to be about 129, but I think I said it's going to be about $100. And so
Cool. All right. So, Jeannie, make sure to email us cpgvibes100 gmail.com. Dubs baby. There we go. I have no dog in the race, man. I'm not like an enormous Lakers fan, so whatever happens, happens. I know you're
Fair.
a big fan.
Fair.
So even if I was a big fan, I would dare not say it on the show with you here as a guest. So your prize, what is the question? This is for IWON Organics.
Okay. What is the first, this should be, right? What is the first ingredient in the new crisps that will be coming out?
Love it.
Great question.
Love it. Alex, I'm going to bounce because I'm behind here, but love you guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining, Mark.
Be good, brother.
See you.
All right. That's right. We hit his, his hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my new co-host, Mark.
Let's
All right.
go.
So Dima.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good.
All right. Boom. Couple different people answering it. All right. So make sure email cpgvibes100@gmail.com. And we will be back next week with Adam Brown. With Adam Brown. He is our next. Yeah, so he is saying that it's terrible. I mean,
I know. He said he tried to call it appetizer. He missed it was like a sitting right in front of him. All he had to say was, I was the snack before he was the meal. That's what I would have said. But it's all good. I give it to him.
Yeah. How about the comment where like you're the snack and he's the meal, like that whole thing? Like, you're just preparing the show for him.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. So good having you on, brother, and good seeing you. Excited about everything you're doing. And tune in next week, episode 67 at 2:30 p.m. for the main meal, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully we digested well.
That one I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
That one I'm watching.
Thanks, Mark. Good seeing you. Take care, everyone.
Be good, guy.